Tonight, I want to talk about the movie Finding You. This movie is based on a book, There You'll Find Me. It's written and directed by Brian Baugh, who also wrote and directed To Save a Life and The World We Make. This movie stars Jedidiah Goodacre and Reid. Goodacre plays this celebrity in the world, and Reid is kind of this violinist who's off to kind of find herself after she's rejected from this audition in college. So they're about college age. And she travels to Ireland for kind of a semester abroad and meets him, and they change each other's life, right? That's kind of the synopsis of this movie. It feels like a Lifetime movie that you would watch. It has a lot of the same beats and a lot of the same elements. But the difference is this movie has money behind it. You can tell the way they shoot it. It doesn't feel like that type of movie. It feels like a big screen movie that they put out. It feels like a movie that would probably come out around January, February timeframe. Just one that they kind of dump, hope to make a little bit of money. But it's out in May, probably most likely due to coronavirus. But this movie is billed as having, like Catherine McNamara is probably like the #1 billed actress in this movie, and she's barely in it. So I think because it came out theatrically, they kind of tried to push a lot of these stars. You have Vanessa Redgrave is in it, along with Tom Everett Scott. And they're kind of bit players, right? The heavy lifting is done by Goodacre and Reid. And it works. I am a huge fan of movies. Obviously, I have this channel, right? But I know how hard it takes to get a movie made to begin with. So I kind of judge with a little bit of bias on a lot of movies. I know I'm a little harsh on some big studio movies, but just because they have the money to flaunt and throw these big actors in and get these big directors in, and they still will come in and just nitpick a movie. That's why sometimes these kinds of movies that are a lot smaller in scope, sometimes they can just feel a lot better. And that's kind of where this one falls. It's really kind of pushed into just being this just good, lighthearted story. And I actually liked it. I got wrapped up in the character. I started caring to find out what was going to happen. Now, nothing surprising happens in the movie, but it's just the good nature, and the acting is really good, which is kind of surprising from a movie like this, that it would be this good, but they do a fantastic job, and that's kind of what bumps it up to me. I'm going to have to actually give this movie a 3.5 just because of that. I mean, the acting is good. Now, some of it's a little cheesy, but you expect that in a movie like this, so you're not really out of the element. So one of the reasons this movie does score a little bit higher for me is because it knows exactly what it wants to be inside the genre that it is. And it doesn't pull anything out of that. I respect when a movie knows what it is and gives you exactly that. It is a feel-good movie, and it did make me feel good to watch it. I rather enjoyed it. Now, can you watch this movie with your kid? It's rated PG, so depending on how young they are, it depends on if you want them to watch this movie. There's some elements, there's some romance and stuff that they may not understand or honestly may not even want to watch. So can you have it on in the background? Yeah, you could probably have it on in the background. There's a little bit of language in this movie, so kind of watch out for that. But other than that, it is a movie you can have on in the background. You can watch it with your kids, but would they want to watch it with you? Probably not. Well, that's it for me. Let me know in the comments if you saw this movie, and I'll hit you up next time.